Welcome to CG. I'm Ben, joined by Kat from the Phantasmagorium Show, and this is the first half of 2024 Horror Leftovers.
The First Omen, I think it was well done. I mean, the acting's good, but it left me very flat. I didn't find it scary or too much suspense. It's like, okay, it's a prequel explaining the story of Damien's mother. I mean, it's not bad per se. It just left me kind of flat.
Wow, I had a different experience. I think it's one of the best horror prequels I've ever seen. It takes itself seriously with dark tones, mystery, visual callbacks to the original film without feeling pandering. I thought the performances were good, the tension was high, and the scares were actually there. Maybe I'm just more easily scared than you are, Kat. There is a scene in this movie that 100% blatantly rips off 1981's Possession. I'll leave it at that if you've seen that movie. It's a woman being possessed and lots of bodily fluids. Late Night with the Devil, not quite as good as I wanted it to be, but nonetheless entertaining and fun. No real scares in my opinion, but the concept of footage from an old talk show broadcast is fun as hell. However, the commercial breaks take you right out of the gimmick because somehow everyone's still mic'd and the audio is still perfect. I get it. I think the ending's a bit of a confusing mess that doesn't leave the film on a total high note, but David Dastmalchian is so good in this movie. I still recommend everyone see it. I think it's one of the best horror movies of the year. I just wanted it to be a tad bit better, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I get that. I also get the observation about how the audio and everything is like perfect between when they cut to commercial and they're going backstage and it's like, okay, I like you, I get it. But I love this movie. I think it's built on tension and suspense. Very creepy. Like, usually I don't like possession movies or, demonic possessions. I don't find it scary at all. But this was good because it's like very much has that live studio audience vibe. Like, it's not just a gimmick that they're there. It's like you're waiting for something horrible to happen and wondering when it's going to happen. I had a really good time with it. And David Dastmalchian, great in the lead role. I saw Tarot. I mean, it was unbelievable how atrocious the acting and the dialogue was. It was unbelievably bad. I was surprised that the characters weren't as dumb as I thought they were going to be, at least in some instances. The highlight is definitely Jacob Batalon, who may as well be playing the character Ned from the Spider-Man franchise that he plays, because he's just there for laughs, and so that's like the film's only redeeming quality. You have like the gory kills and stuff, but it's like, a concept that's been done like a million times, sort of like a Final Destination thing. If you're all marked for death kind of thing. But the dialogue was horrible. Most of the acting was just really bad. The backstory was a bit convoluted, unnecessarily so. But the comedic kind of twist ending, I thought was like, okay, at least I could leave the theater with a laugh. But it was just bad. Just all around bad.
The Strangers, Chapter 1, feels more like a remake to the first movie, only less scary, less violent, and less fun. It goes for the same level of dread as the original, but you just don't give a fuck about the characters. It's fine, and I think it's a worthy entry into the franchise, but as of now, it's the weakest in the series.
In a violent nature. That movie, it's very much a Shudder original movie, and I think it's getting a theatrical release because the concept is admittedly very unique. It's like, imagine a Friday the 13th movie, but the whole thing is told from Jason's perspective. The monster kind of is like Jason from Friday the 13th Part 2. And, they have their own backstory for the character, and I don't know if I'm just numb to it, but as gory as the kills were, some of the goriest you will see in any slasher movie, it just left me very numb. And it's not that I was impatient with him just walking through the woods, but I was just disconnected from the whole thing. And it's like, this would have worked better, I think, either as a short film or as a segment in an actual slasher film. Like, there's a couple instances where they pull away from his perspective for the purpose of, having characters who talk, fill you in on, the lore of and backstory. But the third act suffers a lot from the climax. Is just really bad. But I really wanted to like it more, but I couldn't recommend it that much.
Immaculate. This is my favorite horror movie so far of 2024. I think Sydney Sweeney gave a star-making performance, and it convinced me of her acting talents. The level of craftsmanship and attention to detail in this one is just next fucking level. The tension keeps rising. The environments and the scenarios are creepy and scary. The camera work really stands out. The lighting of this movie reminds me of early James Wan films and even Hitchcock. This film is awesome. There's some long takes of just dark rooms and someone walking through them, and you can tell that the director just really wanted to create an environment of pure tension and mystery of what's going on in those scenes. A lot of quiet, silent moments, and an ending that really gets close up into Sydney Sweeney's nostrils.
So Abigail is a movie which strangely spoils its signature twist in the trailers, and I'm not really sure why. Admittedly, I actually liked the movie up until the twist better, because they spend more time with the characters. It's kind of funny. There's a genuine mystery as to why they're at this house, who brought them here, and what's going on. But once the twist happens, okay, then it kind of becomes just a carnage type slasher movie, and a lot of the fun character bits are kind of lost as it just becomes a violent, vampire movie. It's not a spoiler to say it's been in the trailers. It's it's not like it's a long movie or anything, but it's not really scary at all. There's not much tension or suspense once the twist happens. It's oh, okay, so there's a vampire who's gonna kill everybody. We gotta, how do we get out of the house? It became very broke after that. Everything that made the story interesting kind of goes out the window once the twist occurs. Probably more buckets of blood than I have ever seen in any movie, which isn't an exaggeration. Good performances as well. So yeah, I thought it was okay. I just wanted to like it more.
I'm right there with you, Kat. The trailer gave away the movie, which made it boring when it should have been a home run. Good character actors, which we've seen a lot of. Fun direction and violence, but its trailer just ruined the payoff. And no, you're right. No scares at all. Imaginary. This movie sucks. Off the rails is too light of a comment for this one. Just an absolute joke of a film, and definitely an absolute joke of a horror film. So dumb, so boring. Feels like it was written by a 10-year-old, but that's an insult to any 10-year-old with writing talent that's an up-and-comer. And Kat, thank you for joining Cinema Goat for the Leftovers.
Oh yes, thanks for having me.
We drank your cinema.